So it's not a hit on you, Ruben. It's the truth. Okay.
What pick does Washington have?
Like number 6, I think.
We have the 6th pick.
He won't be around.
There's some talk that they're looking to trade down from the 2 spot and get something else. So if somebody can make a trade and get that 2 spot, you might be able to come away with RG3. We know Andrew Luck's going to Indianapolis, so he's going to be the number 1 pick. But if you can make a trade, I'm pretty sure it's St. Louis that has that too. And if it is St. Louis, they don't need him because they got Sam Bradford. So if Washington can make that move, if Cleveland can make that move, if any other team that needs a quarterback can make that move, you might be able to come away with the quarterback in the future.
Yes, sir.
Some people are saying that's even better than Andrew Luck. I don't know. Get up. What you think, man? I know you're a basketball guru, but
I agree with that. I think that he personally, I always thought that he was the better of the 2 against Luck. I mean, I've heard the same thing about St. Louis basically trading for him. But hey, man, he's the truth, man. I really, looking at his speed, man. I mean, he got the complete package, man. He got the complete package. But what's the dopest part of the whole combine? Yeah, the quarterbacks and the running backs and wide receivers. But man, it's cool to see a lot of these linemen, offensive and defensive linemen, show that they're big, man, but they agile. They quick as well. They're not just a big lump of bones and meat running up and down the field. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, most definitely. As a Redskin fan in the house, I'm gonna say something that's gonna shock everybody.
Uh-oh.
I do not think.
Nothing you gonna say gonna shock me.
I like that. Don't get me wrong. I like RG3. However, we've traded away the Redskins' future before. Not a fan. Not a fan. Now, if we decide to do that, I think we need to pull the okie doke. We know who St. Louis wants. They want Justin Blackman. Or they want a new team. Because if they trade a la, what's the dude, Ricky Williams, or
I thought he retired.
Yeah, I'm talking about the big trades in the NFL. Like the Ricky Williams trade where New Orleans traded their team in their future for Ricky Williams, and we all see how that worked out. And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys trading Herschel Walker for 5 teams and stuff like that and a bunch of rings. I think we should, if we trade him and get him, we need to pull the okie doke and get Justin Blackman. Because to be really honest with you, quarterbacks are a dime a dozen.
What?
We can get a good quarterback in the 4th round, a la Cincinnati and Andy Dalton last year, who Andy Dalton will be a very good quarterback in the future. I mean, he led his team to the playoffs in his rookie season. If it was not for Cam Newton, Andy Dalton would have been Rookie of the Year, no doubt. Now, I feel like we need a wide receiver. Our defense is straight. Re-sign Landry, I don't got any issues with that. I can deal with our defense. But if you can't score points, you can't do anything. You pick up a quarterback. Pick up the dude from Green Bay, Flynn. Pick up Flynn. I don't even care. Pick up somebody else other than Grossman. Get Justin Blackman. And I think the Redskins, if we get Justin Blackman, the Redskins go to the playoffs next year. Simple as that.
Okay, Ruben is on a whole nother level, and he's on that stuff. We're gonna leave him alone for right now.
That's the type of stuff. That's the type of stuff that only Washington fans talk about in their own team group chat rooms or something.
But man, for years and years, we've been drafting quarterbacks. Heath Schuler, get out of here. We haven't drafted a good quarterback that lasted. Now, don't get me wrong. I like RG3. My fear is we will destroy his career because if you trade the whole team to get RG3, who's going to protect him? To me, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it.
With that whole quarterback position, it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot. Everybody's not going to be, Aaron Rodgers, and everybody's not going to be Eli Manning.
Exactly.
Number 1 draft pick winning the Super Bowl. I mean, you really don't know, man. I mean, it's a crapshoot,
Yep, but Justin Blackman will be one of the greatest wide receivers the NFL has ever seen. How you win the Biletnikoff Award, which is an award for the best wide receiver, twice? As a sophomore, as a junior, the best receiver in the country, twice. Come on,
Hey,
no question.
Now let me ask you this: just to be devil's advocate, if I'm not mistaken, did Crabtree win that award when he was in college?
Michael Crabtree.
Crabtree, yeah, and Crabtree would have been better if he had not held out. That destroyed Crabtree.
No, I'm not going to go there. What I'm saying is that you're stating that dude is going to be, one of the best receivers of all time. What's the litmus test to say that when you have someone like Crabtree who came out with less than maybe like 3-4 years ago, and he had a lot of hype behind him, and this dude's uniform was clean against the Giants.
But he didn't win it twice. You're telling me for 730 days, this dude was the best wide receiver in college? I mean, that's Randy Moss, man.
All I'm saying is that basically, with football, you really don't know. You really don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
That quarterback position.
I hear you, but the quarterback position, when you don't have a line, it ain't worth it. To me, it's not worth it. And then we don't have a second round pick. They're not taking our stuff. We had to give up 2 or 3 first round picks in the future. Ain't worth it. Not at all.
Didn't you already draft a top-ranked wide receiver by the name of Michael Westbrook one time already? What happened to him?
He plays MMA. He's an MMA fighter now.
Oh, okay.
That's because mentally he didn't have it, and also he did not win the Biletnikoff Award twice. And into the asylum, Jay Grizzly Green joins us today.
With a straight jacket on.
Your mic is on.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, I've tried to tell you that.
What's going on? Y'all called me straight out the office. Y'all sitting there talking about Michael Westbrook. Remember when Stephen Davis whipped that ass in preseason? When Stephen Davis got into it, Stephen Davis straight punked him, and then went to Carolina. I just walked in on the back end of what y'all talk. I heard RG3 Redskins. I know we got K-Dub, a Giants fan. Y'all know y'all playing Wednesday instead of Thursday. They backed up the first game because Barack got a big speech.
That's right.
So y'all got to play Wednesday. They think about playing y'all against Green Bay. What do you think about that? Who's gonna win that first game? No, here's a stat. Super Bowl champions playing the first game of the year don't lose. They 8-0 since they went to that format.
Well, Green Bay almost lost one this year.
So, whoever they put on the schedule, the Giants are going to be favored. But RG3 to the Skins,
I hope not.
I mean, he's a scrambling quarterback. He can help him. He can't do anything but help though. I mean, you upgrading Rex Grossman to him. Who's the backup in Washington to Rex Grossman? John Beck. Right. I mean, any move right now for the Skins in the quarterback position is an upgrade, in my opinion. And that's not even being a Skins hater, although there's nothing about the Skins to hate, There's nothing about the Skins to hate. They've been perpetually in the dumps for the last 10 years.
Marcus J., you've been deceptively quiet.
Leave it for your man, Jay Grizzly Green, to come in the room and talk some mess about the Redskins. I love it.
Yeah.
What's up, Grizz?
What's going on, Marcus J.? Just walked in the building. Appreciate you inviting me down.
I'm glad you mentioned because I meant to mention that when you were talking a little bit about football, about the Giants, football Giants hosting the first game of the season. This will be the first time that the NFL will play a game on Wednesday since September 22nd, 1948. So we're talking about a long time. Of course, they're making way for the president in the Democratic National Convention. But
yeah, that's what it was.
Just a little bit of trivia for the people listening.
And football was a lot different back then.
Yeah, 1948. Yeah, we weren't even.
The Redskins weren't winning no championship.
Parents wouldn't even thought of.
Wow, this guy.
Well, we talk about winners here. We talk about winners
the
here.
Redskins real quick.
Oh, we got another visitor, Big Deshaun in the house. What's going on?
What up? I just wanted to comment on what y'all was just talking about the Redskins. I think I think it's a bad decision to get that guy, to get him over there as a quarterback because they don't do nothing but kill quarterbacks over there. You know what I'm saying? You got to get an offensive line.
Exactly.
They need an offensive line because they had the best quarterbacks over there and they still can't do it. You're going to kill that young man. Come in.
He's scrambled.
You're going to ruin him.
I mean, Vic didn't have a line when he was in Atlanta. And they was the number one rushing team in the league. I don't think if you have a athletic quarterback.
They had running backs that could big out.
They was the number one rushing team in the league because of Vic.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You add Vic's running to an average running back, and you still gonna find yourself at the top of the league.
Exactly. I mean, I say this about the Skins pick? What they picking? 4th, 5th, 6th, and they got to trade up to get him.
It ain't worth it.
I mean, they're not gonna trade up to get him, but if he luckily falls down, they got to take him. What's the reason not? I'd rather be like the Giants and the Niners drafting on the back end. That means we was winning something.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much.
This guy.
Yeah,
This
so
guy comes in here and just tries to, you know what? I ain't talking about you, man. I'm about to cut your mic, dog.
you cut the bite. You cut the bite.
Look, he hates the truth. Ruben hates the
We
truth.
talk about winners, man. I mean,
They're gonna pull a New Orleans Saints, trade every pick, and get RG3 and kill the man.
Jerry Glanville said it best, and I know Marcus J can call it. What Jerry Glanville say on NFL Network? What NFL stand for?
No fun league.
No. No, not no fun league.
No felon league.
No, not no felon league. Marcus J, you know this, right?
Yeah, no fun league, man.
No, not for long. That's what it stands for. Not for long. I mean, y'all talk about something else. Talk about something else.
First of all, before we go to the next segment, I like to say that it's funny that a Steelers fan walks up in here after getting beat on national TV by the next coming of somebody.
Jesus.
Don't even do it, Ruben. Ruben, don't do
Look,
it. Don't do it.
Since he brought out the Steelers, notice the only thing I said about my Steelers was we rather be drafting on the back end of the draft. So this is what I say about the Steelers. First of all, thank God there's no lockout. Everybody's gonna get in training camp one time. It's motivation for us. It is motivation for us, and Denver will be on the schedule. And I mean, we're not gonna lose to the guy twice. I will say this. It's a bad defensively called game. I'm not going to rehash what happened 6 weeks ago or 2 months ago. It is what it is. Tebow got his victory. Every squirrel found a nut in the snow. It is what it is. I mean, Marcus can speak on it. I mean, think about the games. Think about the Seattle game. Now, our game was big, but the Seattle game, was just as much as a shocking loss considering the Giants were on a nice little run. And then, I mean, you're going to have one of those every once in a while. It just so happened to happen to us in the playoffs. I'm not making excuses. We'll see them again.
But you know what? You know what, Grizz? It never ceases to amaze me how Ruben wants to always have something to say about somebody else's team when he roots for the team that quarterbacks go to die.
Yeah, I mean, he roots for a loser.
I mean, Marcus, I can't believe you're talking and stuff. When I predicted the Giants to make the playoffs and win the NFC East, when you were by yourself on the island, and this is what I get.
Yeah, you think I'm about to sit here and give you credit just because you agree with me that my team was good?
Did anybody pull up the picks from earlier in the season, like when we said who was going to win the Super Bowl and all that?
Yeah, unfortunately,
no, we don't want to bring those back.
That guy, went for the home team and they got lucky. It is what it is.
I mean, they the champs until somebody beat them.
Lucky. I don't know that I've ever seen a Super Bowl winning team win the Super Bowl because they were lucky. You don't win the Super Bowl because of luck. You don't go on the road and play 3 straight road games and win every single one of them because of luck. So don't do that.
And then to think the Giants beat two division winners. They beat San Fran and they beat the Packers.
Green Bay and the great New England Patriots.
Yeah, they beat. I mean, you can't knock the Giants' run because I mean they beat all division winners. They didn't walk. I mean, they had to play pretty much playoff games from Thanksgiving on.
All right. Enough of that football stuff.
Okay.
Because the word on the street is they trying to get some socially conscious material. So, K-Dub, appreciate you hanging out for a little bit longer, sir. I'm definitely going to watch some games this week. And next week, We'll hear from you again.
Nookman 25. I'm tired of this wait. I'm tired of the wait. Nookman 25.
Y'all talk about Kobe getting his nose broke.
Yeah, man.
Y'all be easy, man. Everybody out there listening, have a good week. And